Hi, and welcome back if you watched episode number 1, and welcome if you're joining us for the first time. This is Bloody Good Besties. My name is Gabby.
And I'm Sheyda.
And I'm Millie.
And we hope you're going to have a bloody good time with us, listening about true crime cases. I love true crime. No, crime. I can't speak. Again, hint to the other episode. Millie is into true crime as well. She likes it as well. Sheyda hates it. That's the whole point. They've also swapped places. So if you're watching...
From a double chin perspective, for clarity. We need the subscribers to pay for our lip chin by, what's it called? Lipo on the
suction. Chin suction.
Give it maybe episode 15. We're going to look like different people. Gab will just look great all over.
I mean, I like a big butt. Anyway, are you guys excited?
Yeah.
So today's case, don't look.
I can't see that.
Okay. So you've mentioned this, and I listen, I deliver. I'm a kind person. I'm about to traumatize you with a true crime case. So we've spoken about it.
Uh-huh.
You know what it is.
Okay.
What is it?
We've spoken about it.
Yeah.
From like the episode before the one we officially made.
Yes. You've asked for this case.
We asked for this case.
You asked for this case.
We asked for the guy with the boobies from Ed Gein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Richard Speck.
Yeah.
The Birdman, Richard Speck.
Birdman. The guy with the boobies from Ed Gein.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but he took the hormone bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm interested.
Okay, let's go.
So, yeah, today we are talking about the Birdman.
The Birdman.
That is Richard Speck. Oh, also, plug, forgot to say, like, comment, and subscribe. We need it. We've just started up.
Unless it's mean and then don't, and then just scroll somewhere else. Would be nice.
Thank you.
Don't mention midriffs.
Right, so we are going back to the summer of 1966. Pay attention, please.
Sheyda shouldn't have swapped seats with me because all she can see currently is herself and checking on the double chin. I feel like this was a bad swap. Episode 3 will swap back.
Okay, keep them guessing.
Concentration.
I like to also point out to our different mugs today.
Yeah, there's a weird, crazy mug collection going on.
Yeah.
And we're very proud of it.
There you go. So, back to the case. So, we are in the summer of 1966 in Chicago. Chicago was alive with industry and optimism. The city's working class neighborhoods were home to immigrants, nurses, teachers, and steel workers. People who believed in hard work and the promise of safety. But in the early... Maybe I shouldn't be the host of the show. But in the early hours of July 13th, 1966, that belief in safety was destroyed forever. That night, Richard Benjamin Speck, ex-sailor and drifter, broke into a nurse's townhouse and murdered 8 student nurses one by one.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Remember? It was in the show.
Oh my gosh, it's really fucked up.
Yeah, that's the one. It was a crime so brutal and senseless that it stunned America and changed the public perception of evil. A little bit about Richard, because obviously the show didn't really cover him at all. Mm-hmm. So
that show also, for big disclosure, gave me serious nightmares for a good few weeks.
Mm.
Yeah,
that was really messed up.
I mean, I would probably want to cover the show, the story. But I feel like now everyone knows about it. It's so fresh on Netflix. So maybe like later down the line.
Maybe in a year. Let's start down.
Yeah. Right. So Richard Speck was born on December 6th, 1941 in
Imagine listening to this in the car. Fuck's sake.
Right. Let's do that one again. Richard Speck was born on December 6th, 1941 in Kirkwood, Illinois. The 7th of 8 children, his father, a quiet farmer, died when Richard was 6. His mother, Mary, later remarried an alcoholic named Carl Lindbergh, whose abuse and volatility turned the family into a place of fear. By his early teens, Speck was already lost. He began drinking heavily, skipping school, and committing petty theft. Arrest followed, vandalism, forgery, disorderly conduct. He dropped out in ninth grade. I probably should have researched that. Ninth grade. Don't know what age that is. Probably should have looked up.
Is that like our
Is
year
that,
9?
I'm about to say, is that like our year 9, like 14, 15?
Is it? I think the grades are slightly different, aren't they? I don't know.
Are they a bit earlier on?
He was a child, nevertheless.
Teenager,
He was
I
a
guess.
teenager.
So he dropped out of ninth grade and drifted between jobs and jail cells, developing a lifelong pattern of rage and self-pity. In 1962, so he was 21, he married a 15-year-old girl, Shirley Malone, in Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming it was legal.
It's legal with parents' consent.
Is it?
Well, was. Now it's 16. Back then, yeah. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not even like he's got anything going for him at this point that you're going to let your child go for that.
Yup. She was young, hopeful, and naive. They had a daughter, but Speck's drinking and violent temper soon turned their home into a battleground. He beat her, vanished for days, and blamed everyone else for his failures. By his mid-20s, he was already cycling between jobs, arrests, and drunken fights, a man unable to control himself or accept responsibility. Then in 1965, everything spiraled. The year 1965 marked Speck's escalation from petty criminal to violent predator. So this is sort of like his first proper violent attack. There wasn't just like a little,
like
let me grab your bag, you know. A 65-year-old woman named Virgil Harris was awakened in her home by a man with a knife. He tied her up with bedsheets, assaulted her, and stole a few dollars before cutting her face and fleeing.
What?
Why did he slash her face for?
Yeah, for what?
Cutting her face and fleeing.
But she didn't die, this lady?
No.
No, just tied her up right there and slashed
police
her face.
later identified Richard Speck as the assailant, and so she recognized his voice. So they did the police lineup thing. And
told him to speak.
And told him to speak, and she remembered his voice. Yeah, because I remember he said something, I think.
I also wonder if his ex-wife, I don't think they're divorced, or that.
No, they're still together at this
point.
The
wife, who he did beat, ever said, he beats me, so he has this like on his record somewhere that he's beat her.
So police went to the house a few times, but she never really pressed charges.
Okay.
Or like she did. I think it was a case of like they knew it was him. She said it was him, but then like never really anything like happened for him to go to prison. Yeah. So obviously it's her choice to press charges. He was convicted of burglary and sentenced to 16 months and served only 8.
Sorry, no, what? He was convicted of burglary?
Yes.
So with the rape or the slashing of the face?
I think it's just the police in the 60s. I don't want to lie, my first, because I haven't researched that part, but what comes to mind is back in the day, rape wasn't as easy to convict. Still isn't, but you can imagine how bad it was back then.
But like he assaulted her, like slashed her face. Yeah, that's assault.
Well, that's the bit that.
That's the clear bit.
Anyway.
He was released in early 1965, and obviously he returned to his old behaviour, so drinking and drifting. So 6 months.
What does drifting mean?
I just probably like
just do floating around.
Yeah, and doing God knows what. 6 months later, in Dallas, Texas, Speck got into a drunken bar fight and stabbed a man in the upper arm with a switchblade. Arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, he posted bail and fled.
Great.
So it doesn't really. His wife Shirley, terrified of him, filed for divorce at that point,
Oh, that's good.
cited repeated beatings and death threats. She said he once held a knife to her throat and said, quote, "If you ever leave me, I'll kill you and the baby," end quote.
What?
So they had their daughter.
Mm.
So I don't know. I wonder if at that point, if she said that, it's not really then still, you're not pressing charges. You're just stating that in your divorce, and they're probably like, "All right, it's fine." Divorced.
What the actual hell?
Yeah. So by 1966, he was divorced, jobless, and drifting between states, angry, unpredictable, and dangerous. Beck's life became a downward spiral. He drifted from port to port, because he was a sailor, wasn't it? So he drifted from port to port as a merchant seaman. Seaman. So I looked up what that meant.
What, seaman?
A seaman. I was like, what's a merchant seaman? I was like, I don't know what that is. Do you guys know what that is?
I wonder the images you got up on Google when you
No, because seaman and seaman are spelled differently. It's just the way I say it. It's similar.
I don't know what that is.
No, I didn't. So I googled it. So it's a sailor who works on non-military commercial vessels that transport cargo or passengers.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in something like a navy. So he was an actual.
No, it's just a merchant on the sea.
Yeah, but from that,
he went into the navy
because he couldn't really. It was just useless, wasn't it?
pretty much. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he just worked on ships, essentially.
Okay.
That did like merchandise,
mm-hmm.
I guess. Sometimes using false names. So again, he was just up to no good all the time. He stayed in cheap motels, slept in bars, and ranted about the word
As a seaman.
as a seaman.
So childish. So listen to me.
Slept in bars and ranted about the world owing him something. Owing you what? What have you given to the world for the world to owe you something? What have you actually given apart from a child I know you're not even looking after?
Mm.
And threatened to kill.
And threatened to kill.
Yeah.
How about you get a proper job? Anyway. After losing his seaman's card. Oh God! Imagine listening in an audio version and just hearing us howl. His last link to legitimate work. He grew consumed with resentment. In early July 1966, he arrived in Chicago with no money, constantly drinking, carrying a knife and a .92 revolver. He was a powder keg waiting to explode. Now onto the night of the murders. That night, temperatures hovered over 90 degrees, so that's like 20s, late 20s, I think, Celsius. Speck spent hours drinking in South Chicago bars. Witnesses record him boasting about being a sailor and flashing a tattoo that read, "Born to raise hell." It's really important, that part. So, born to raise hell, remember that. Sometime after 11 p.m., he found himself outside 2319 East 100th Street, a townhouse that served as a university accommodation for student nurses from South Chicago Community Hospital. Inside were 9 young women, some American, most from the Philippines, all asleep or preparing for bed. Speck entered through an unlocked door. He had his .92 caliber pistol and a knife, ordering the women into a bedroom. They believed he was there to rob them. He said, quote, "Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. I just need your money," end quote. For the next hours, he tied the nurses with ripped bed sheets, similar to
what he
victim,
did with the other lady, yeah.
and led them one by one into another room, where he raped, strangled, and stabbed each of them. The victims were Gloria Davy, 22, Suzanne Farris, 21, Patricia Matusek, 20, Pamela Wilkening, 20, Valentina Passion, 23, Nina Josh Malay, 24, Merlita Guadillo, 22, and Mary Ann Jordan, 20. They're all so young.
So young.
They were just in, like,
So
at university, at school, or just young nurses. Only one, Corazon Amauro, 23, survived by hiding beneath a bed. God, imagine. She laid motionless for hours as Speck murdered her classmates, listening to every sound, every footstep, until dawn brought silence. Can we just deep that for a second?
Oh my god.
So she's there underneath the
Hours.
bed, possibly also thinking at any moment
He's gonna find
he
her.
could look under the
You're
bed.
going to try and hold your breath. You're going to try not
Yes.
to cry. You're going to try not to scream. You're trying
Nothing.
not, like, if there's a sudden jump, like, try not react
Like,
to the
"Ah!"
jump.
Yeah.
Like, nothing.
That must have been so scary.
Such a horrible, horrible way to die.
When she finally escaped through a window, she ran screaming into the street, quote, "They're all dead. All my friends are dead," end quote. Police arrived to a scene of horror. The small dormitory, which is, I think, that's basically what they call the accommodation. I think what it is, it's just like loads of
Rooms within a house.
yeah,
Like
but
a HMO.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like American version, I guess, isn't it? Had become a slaughterhouse. Bodies were found, bound, and gagged. The rooms reeking of blood and sweat. Even seasoned detectives were shaken. The murders dominated national headlines. Chicago locked its doors. Parents forbade daughters from leaving alone. It was the largest mass killing of women in US history at the time. The survivor described the killer with striking precision. Tall, pockmarked, blonde, tattoo on his arm, born to raise hell. Very specific tattoo, wasn't it? Within 48 hours, police had his composite sketch published across every newspaper. 3 days later, on July 16, 1966, a man attempted suicide in Chicago Flophouse. I don't know what Flophouse is. Probably should have Googled that. He was taken to Cook County Hospital when the doctor saw a tattoo.
They go down the wrong tube.
Yeah.
You right?
Let's continue.
He was taken to Cook County Hospital. When a doctor saw the tattoo, he called the police.
Born in hell.
Born to raise
Born
hell.
to raise hell.
That was Richard Speck.
Well, at least he tried to kill himself. Should have tried harder, but
Honestly.
I wonder what was going through his mind. We're about to find out.
you hope there's a level of remorse. Not that it means anything. But
not to ruin your hope, but there was zero.
Yeah.
Absolute none. So the confession. So initially, he denied everything.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed he had been drinking and couldn't remember a thing. Sure. For hours and hours. But detectives Bill Martin and Art Kilmer confronted him with fingerprints, eyewitness identification, because obviously
The survivor
was still there, and stolen items found among his belongings, because obviously he stole from them too. After hours of silence, he said, quote, "I guess I did it," end quote. He began recounting the night, flatly, emotionlessly. He said he entered to, quote, "rob the place," end quote. But the woman, quote, "started crying and it made him mad," end quote.
All right.
He admitted tying them up and taking them away, quote, "to shut them up," end quote. When asked how many he killed, he said, quote, 7, 8, I don't know, they just kept coming out, end quote. So do you see what I mean? There was absolutely zero remorse.
There's no
Zero fucks.
nothing.
He didn't care enough to even remember how many women he killed. 7, 8, I don't know, they just kept coming out. So how there's no remorse because he didn't even register. He either didn't register, he didn't care, or he's being so blasé about it, so he doesn't fully admit because
he's done fully acknowledge what he's done.
He's being a bit woolly around what he's saying, so they can't really be specific. I don't know. I'm not a psychopath, so I don't know.
Thanks for clarifying.
Thank you. Just saying. He described wiping his fingerprints off with sheets before walking out at dawn. Detective said his tone was eerily casual, quote, as if he were talking about washing dishes, end quote. When he asked if he felt anything, he replied, quote, they were scared. I like that, end quote.
What the hell?
This makes my body feel
That's
itchy.
just. Wow.
There's people who are like this.
Like cold as anything, like zero emotion, zero remorse.
Yeah. His confession lasted 80 minutes.
80, not 80.
80. He signed it, lit another cigarette, and whispered, quote, I had to, didn't I? End quote. I don't really know what he means by that.
I wonder if it's like an out-of-body experience or like it's a bit of schizophrenia or something. Because it well and truly could be. Someone told you to do it, he doesn't really remember, then he remembers parts of it.
Or was he just talking about he had to confess? Because they had him in the police station.
You don't have to confess it.
They had evidence, they had fingerprints and an eyewitness. There's no this show. Open and shut. The trial opened in April 1967. Relocated to Peoria. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Due to public outrage.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. Corazon Amauro, poised as soft-spoken, identified him instantly and in court and said, quote, this is the man, end quote.
Oh,
I mean, what else do you need?
Point blank.
You've got an actual eyewitness, you've got his fingerprints, and somewhat of the confession is a bit woolly, but I mean, he signed it, so. The evidence was overwhelming. The jury deliberated less than an hour.
Oh, wow.
How quick is that? Before finding him guilty on 8 counts of murder. In April 15th, 1967, Richard Speck was sentenced to death by electric chair. Fry him.
Honestly,
I don't even feel bad saying
bring that back.
I genuinely think, hot takes, bring back the death penalty.
Bring back the fryer.
Bring back the guillotine. Bring it back in the UK too.
Oh, Jen, I could
Paedophiles.
talk about this for hours.
Guillotine.
Honestly. I know what guillotine means, so why do you...
You know the thing where the big blade comes down, chops the head off?
In the basket.
I like
In the basket,
I'm not sad about that.
Yeah.
Yep. People who touch kids, molest babies, murderers.
To be
guillotine.
fair, they end up getting murdered in prison anyway.
Up the back door.
Yeah, but you're not all the time, and sometimes they live.
You will hear his story because he.
I mean,
I don't want to spoil
he does
things, but
nonsense.
he lived a lovely life in prison.
Oh yeah, I know.
So
I know.
You know. Guillotine.
Guillotine.
Stab, stab, stab.
I think solitary confinement. If you've done something like that, you
Like
should live in a little box your whole life. No comfy bed, no nothing.
What's the point? You might as well just die.
I'll just kill myself.
No, that's the best. That's the world's best torture.
But you have to do that for a few years, and then you're just going to get killed.
Yeah, make them at least 10 years stay in that teeny tiny box where they have to stand upright.
That's a torture, boy.
That's what you did. That's what you get. I feel like it should be even Stevens. You did these things. That's what you get.
Okay, we've come really off track.
Sorry.
Please.
So sorry.
Continue.
No, but I agree.
Yeah.
Electric chair, that must hurt. What else is there? Electric chair, lethal injection.
Lethal injection.
Death by hanging.
No, lethal injection is too nice.
Bring back death by hanging. So easy and no mess. Guillotine, loads of blood.
No mess.
Strangulation.
No mess.
Or, even better, kill them how they killed their victims.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it should be an eye for an eye. You know?
I like this a lot.
But stay in your little box for 10 years before we do eye for an eye.
You and this blood.
Because it should be worse than what they did, you know?
Sure. Anyway.
All right, we went totally
Let
off.
families do it.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Take a free. You know, you throw rocks at people.
But then I feel like we're creating like 10 times more killers.
Yeah.
In doing that. There should be someone specialised that does that.
Because it also creates trauma, you know?
Yeah.
To who?
I think
the
if
people
I
that are
killed
not built
someone
like
in a
that.
rage, obviously, let's say someone did something and I then can kill them. Yeah?
Yeah.
So they killed someone.
No, not killing, I'm saying throw rocks at them.
Throw rocks at them.
Oh, like stoning.
Yeah,
Public
Okay.
stoning.
Just
We're
throw a
going
few rocks.
biblical. Throw rocks at them, you know.
Tomatoes and stuff.
Yeah, the tomatoes are cute.
Put them in
Tomatoes
those.
are rocks.
Put them in those little. What's that?
Socks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. The stocks.
Oh, when you put them hands and
In my
Yeah.
hands, being very sponges
And
and
throw
rocks.
things at
and
them.
they shout shame.
You're not being traumatized for throwing rocks at someone, surely not.
No.
Fair. Yeah.
Something
We should
like
change
that.
the system.
Honestly.
Let's write a petition.
Yeah.
There you go. If you agree with us, comment below. And if you disagree, we're happy to argue. Anyway, so where was I? He was sentenced to death by electric chair. Crowd outside cheers. Fair, we did. As the verdict was read. In 1972, when the US Supreme Court suspended capital punishment, Speck's sentence was commuted to life imprisonment instead. Shame. Shame. He was sent to Stateville Correctional Center in Joliet, Illinois. If I'm butchering that, God, I'm so sorry. A maximum security prison. Let's remember that it's maximum security prison, famous for corruption, drugs, and violence. For the next 19 years, that prison would become Speck's kingdom of decay. Statesville in 1970s and 80s was chaos incarnate, overcrowded, underguarded, and rife with contraband. Guards were underpaid and many looked the other way as inmates smuggled in alcohol, drugs, and even video equipment.
Video equipment.
Oh, hell. I know where this is going.
Yeah, boy.
Video equipment.
Speck quickly adapted.
Mm-hmm.
He became a notorious trader, because that's kind of what he was doing as a seaman.
It's different type of seaman going on in this.
Now he's a seaman. He is, at this point. In the prisons.
I'm not catching on.
He trades,
Seaman.
for goods.
Like in the movie. Okay, yeah.
God,
I mean,
it's not funny when you have to explain it. He was a notorious trader in prison's black market, offering sexual favors, drugs, and money in exchange for protection and comfort. He had no remorse and no illusions. As one inmate later put, quote, "He wasn't tough, he was slick," end quote. Over time, Speck began taking female hormones, estrogen, which he obtained illegally through corrupt guards and inmate medics. The estrogen softened his features and caused his chest to develop small breasts. So they weren't as big as we saw in the
Ed Gein thing.
Yeah, so because he had big.
They would have been like double A's or something.
He just began to grow, but he had like big boobs, and he weren't that big.
He had moobs.
Probably a bit bigger than that. Probably like mine.
I don't know why the growth was necessary, but it's okay. Cool.
This podcast makes way more sense to watch as a video.
I better say, anyone listening to that, I don't understand what happened there.
But I was groped myself. That's
Yeah.
what happened. Anywho, the estrogen softened his features and caused his chest to develop small breasts. Why did he take them? Partly for protection, to cultivate himself with powerful inmates as a, quote, gal boy, end quote. And partly for attention and identity. In one interview, years later, he joked, quote, "If I can have a woman, I'll be one," end quote.
Okay.
It just shows you that he would do anything to have a better life.
It's also such a kick in the victim's family's face that he is living
so
his best life. He's living such a great life whilst those women are.
He sort of like tricked the system where he knew, I know how, if I'm in a shit situation, I'm in prison for life, how can I make my life easier or the best possible in prison? So he was constantly like, what's the word for someone? Oh, do you know what? I'm not even going to get into it because I'm going to start laughing again. I'm going to do it anyway. Word for someone who like plays the system. Not a grafter, but like a... Anyway. You're both looking at me very
Fraudster.
emptily.
Trickster.
Trickster, that's the
yeah.
word.
Trickster.
A trickster. Yes, very well good. Well good.
Well
Well done.
Yes.
good.
Well, good.
Woohoo!
There you go. So he spent his days snorting cocaine, drinking homemade liquor, and lounging in women's underwear, all smuggled into his cell. Guards ignored it, so to many, Speck was already a ghost, a celebrity inmate who drew unwanted attention. In 1988, two inmates secretly filmed a 2-hour video inside Stateville using smuggled camcorder, an almost unbelievable feat in a maximum security prison. How you've got an actual video recorder, how can you then got the tape, it's a maximum security prison, how you getting ladies' underwear, how you getting all this hormone treatment in a maximum security prison?
Paying the guards to do it.
Embarrassing.
Because they get paid so little anyway, you know.
The footage later dubbed as, quote, Speck's party tape, quote.
Oh.
And it showed, do you want to know what it showed? Speck snorting cocaine and boasting about killing the nurses, wearing women's underwear and showing off his hormone-induced breasts, performing sexual acts with another inmate, laughing and saying, quote, it just wasn't their night. End quote.
What the fuck?
Do you know what you were saying? Like, did he have any remorse? And he just shows you, like,
obviously no.
it wasn't their night. What a fucking
I'm so
psycho.
comfortable saying this stuff to other people.
What the fuck?
But it's so interesting because, no, it's not interesting, but they, like we say, oh, well, they'll go to prison because they'll get sorted out. But as soon as you have like money or drugs or
alcohol,
something to use,
yeah,
he's looked at like a
holiday. He's on holiday.
He can say that he's murdered these women. Everyone's like, oh, who cares because you're giving me all the stuff.
Yeah, and obviously, I think because he also had such a shit life and he was drifting from motel to motel, job to job, basically having no money. You have a roof over your head. You're getting fed.
You're in a powerful position.
Exactly. You're getting these drugs. You're getting this alcohol. You're getting sex, right? You're getting these meds. You've got something to eat. You can shower for free.
It makes me so mad.
Just because you're giving a few blowies and you're doing all of that.
This is why I'm talking about this little box. Just saying.
I'm starting to like the idea.
Yeah, none of this would happen.
Get him in the box.
Yeah, get him in a box.
Box.
Yeah.
How big is the box?
Small. Like you can't lie down. You have
One
to
by
stand
one.
up. You know, like the choker in Matilda.
Put him in the chokey.
Yeah, that's it. Let him stand up. Let him stand up for the rest of his life. See how well you do then.
No, well, that's proper torture.
Yeah, good. Okay. Well, he's obviously living his best life after doing that to them women.
I'm for it.
Because it wasn't their night, you know.
What? Now you're.
Well, there's no rehabilitation.
Yeah, no.
There's no remorse. There's no feeling
No
guilty.
reform.
Nothing.
Because they're saying the prison is to reform.
That's what I'm saying. So at that point, they should go in the chokey.
Pokey pokey.
Yeah, I love. I'm here for it. Put me in chokey. Let me call Miss Trunchbull.
And no chocolate cake.
Fair enough. So, when the tape leaked in 1991, I'd love to see that tape.
Oh,
in a weird
what?
way.
I feel bad for the family to watch.
No, that's honestly, that's outrageous.
That is outrageous. Imagine seeing that.
Yeah. So the tape leaked in 1991, months after Speck's death.
Oh.
It caused national outrage. The public was horrified to see that one of America's most notorious killers had lived a luxury and depravity behind bars.
That prison
His
reputation
whole
is on the floor.
life.
He was having a ball. He was
Literally
having
until he
drugs,
died.
orgies. He was living his life. Lawmakers demanded investigations into the Illinois Department of Corrections. While no one was charged, the scandal led to tighter prison controls statewide. There was something out of it, I guess. So I also did a little bit of research, so like a little ad lib here. In the Ed Gein show, obviously I know that you've watched, it mentioned that Ted Bundy sent him letters and then Richard Speck sent the letters to Ed Gein. So I wanted to see if that was true. Because obviously I know we could have dramatized stuff, right? So, a long-lasting rumor claimed that Ted Bundy, while on death row in Florida, corresponded with Speck. In reality, there's no evidence of such contact.
Mm.
Bundy's surviving letters and prison records contain no mention of Speck, and no correspondence between them has ever surfaced. The myth likely arose because both killers were incarcerated during the same time period, both were media obsessions, and both symbolized different kinds of evil. Bundy's charm versus Speck's brute chaos.
Mm.
So now his death. So on December 5th, 1991, one day before his 50th birthday, not even that old.
She was young as well, yeah.
But also bear in mind, like,
he's been doing drugs
was
this whole
he dying
time.
off?
And,
he was doing drugs, drinking from the age of, I think, well, we were
he's
looking
also drinking prison wine.
exactly,
Which is like toilet wine.
and got all the hormones that all of that. So God knows what
Pumping
cocktails
himself
he was
with, yeah.
mixing. So he died of a heart attack.
Surprise, yeah.
Probably the drugs, right?
Yeah.
No family claimed his body. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
No wonder no one really wanted him. So he was cremated and his ashes scattered in an undisclosed location. Asked if Speck ever expressed remorse, a former guard answered, quote, "Note, once. He died smirking," end quote.
Oh.
So there you go. Let's just answer your remorse question earlier. Their families grieved for decades. The lone survivor, Corazon Amaura, returned to the Philippines, married, and continued her nursing career. She rarely spoke publicly, but once said, quote, "I lived for them. I had to live to tell the world what happened," end quote. Because if it wasn't for that, he would have probably never been caught.
Mm.
Because they would have never seen. Well, actually, no, because they had the fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But she was like point blank. Walked into the courtroom was like, "It's this geezer."
Exactly. But he would have committed more crimes, more murders, so they would have had his fingerprints. So hopefully they would have been able to point him to those murders as well.
Yeah.
So probably he would have been caught anyway.
Mm.
He was a fucking loose cannon, wasn't he? Anyway, so the Speck's murders permanently changed university and hospital security protocols in the US. Locks, alarms, and 24-hour supervision became standard. Criminal psychologists later used Speck's case as a prototype of the disorganized lust murder, impulsive, sadistic, motivated by rage rather than planning. Because he just found himself on that street, basically. He didn't plan it. Speck himself wanted infamy, but history remembers only his victims and the courage of one woman who lived to identify him. Richard Speck's story is not one for mystery, but of madness, a portrait of a man who devolved from petty criminal to mass murderer, and then to a grotesque caricature of himself behind bars. His transformation from violent misogynist to the Birdman of Stateville. Also funny, isn't it? Because he was a misogynist.
Then turned into a woman.
Wanted to turn into a woman to have a better life in prison. What a fucking joke.
Why do they call him Birdman? Like bird as in woman?
Yeah.
Birdman.
Mirrored the corruption and moral decay of the prison system that housed him. He wanted fame, instead he became a warning, a symbol of unchecked evil and the banality of cruelty. The end.
Again, I would say like good things came out of that, like universities.
But it's a shame.
Started being like, it shouldn't have to. It should have been like that in the first place. But at least like, they turned to look around and said, okay, these buildings need like 24-hour supervision, better security.
Because obviously for us it's normal, isn't it? When we went to uni, or you go to hospitals, or you go anywhere, you have 24-hour cameras, or you've got security car parks, right? All of that probably exists because at a certain point in time something bad happened there in order for them to place those cameras there.
They're very reactive, not proactive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not to put it down on
that was
things.
A lot. I find that really tricky.
Why?
Because there's nothing to it. There's no motive.
No.
The first one, there was like he had some weird jealousy thing going on, or he didn't like adultery. Like nurses, I would never understand anyone's desire to kill nurses, and I don't understand the why. And in such a brutal way, with nothing, and then to live such a great life after.
Well, it's not
a
really
great life after. It's like,
it's so
I know, he's
wild.
living the high life.
It's great considering where he was. Yeah.
So but he's got the alcohol that he loved to drink, the drugs that he'd love to take.
Yeah.
He's just, I can't even.
No.
And what did he say? What was the quote that he said? It wasn't their night.
It wasn't their night, yeah.
And you can like picture him like laughing about.
Oh yeah.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Anyway, so Sheyda and Millie clearly didn't have a bloody good time. But I hope that you did while listening or watching.
In the ones that you could hear without Gabs laughing the entire time.
See you next time.
Bye.